Hi everyone, hope you're alright. Just going to show you this today. This is my olive bonsai. Still in a working progress, whatever. These are pretty slow growing, but it's still in January, which is strange because he's decided to flower. Which I didn't really expect so soon. Yeah. So he must be happy, else he wouldn't flower, I guess. So bit of pollen there as well. Look, ooh, come on, focus, or don't. Anyway, so yeah, I just thought I'd better make a record of that. Yeah, very early stages for this guy. They're very slow growing. They can live way beyond my lifespan. That's for sure. I'm not sure of the direction of it yet, but I'm not too sure about the whole V thing going on here. It's a bit sort of catapulty like, but yeah, I don't really want to do anything to it at the moment. I think it just needs as much stuff on it as possible to help thicken it up anyway, at least. But yeah, I just thought it was a bit weird that it was we're in January and it's starting to flower. Very odd, but not to worry. It's I'm sure it's okay. I'll move on to the next one. Pow! There you go. Look at that, super quick. So this one is a an elephant bush. Where did I get it from? I can't remember the name of the place. But yeah, it was again, it was neglected. A lot of the growth was very spindly, you know, like single branches coming off. So I've basically already pruned it to try and get more branching. It's classed as a succulent. It's an elephant bush. They call it that because elephants like to eat it. We can actually eat the leaves off these as well. I think in some countries they use the leaves in salads and things like that. But yeah, they're edible. I won't be eating any. So yeah, I'm gonna leave him now after all the pruning that I've done and see how he moves on. There's still a branch here that I'd like to address at some stage, but I'm leaving it for now because I've already, as you can see here at the front, I've already cut a big fatty off there, which was a bit of an eye poker, and it was quite fat as well, like me. But yeah, and this one here as well, it's quite chubby. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it for now, but I will have to try and do something about it in the future. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it now and see how it reacts and try and learn more about it and how it grows after pruning and so on. I think it's similar to a jade. You can check that out in the previous videos. So, but that's that one anyway. I kind of like this slightly lean to this guy. I think he's quite an interesting guy. So yeah, I'll get the next one for you. Okay, so this one is my Fukien Tea. Where did I get this one from? I can't remember. Got a brain like a sieve. I should have took a video of this one before I actually did anything to it. I have got a photo of it, so I'll include that somewhere along the way in the video. Let's just say I'll put it in now. Alright, so yeah, so that's what it looked like beforehand, and it took me about 3 days maybe of looking at it and trying to decide what to do with this guy, because the growth was just so random. A lot of weird kind of branches sticking in all kinds of directions, so I had to kind of decide what was best for not just the health of the tree, but mainly for the health of the tree, really. Yeah, so this was the style I chose. Now there is a lot of wiring on here. It looks quite harsh, but actually it's not that bad. It's doing very subtle things. A lot of these branches that you're looking at here were already in this direction, which is why I decided to go for this style, because it was just the easiest solution based on what he kind of looked like before I even did any work on it. But yeah, as you can see from the photo, I hope. So all I've done is I've wired it just to kind of gently persuade certain branches to go a little bit straighter rather than down or up, you know. Yeah, and some guy wires here, just again just to gradually just pull this branch down a little so it's not sticking up, so because it was kind of diagonal, so I've brought it a little bit down, and the same on this side here. Yeah, so I had to cut quite a lot off it. This was probably, I don't know, maybe about a month ago, give or take a week or two, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, he's kind of recovering quite well. As you can see, like the foliage is, you know, you can see the new foliage here because it's a lighter green. So all that's kind of new stuff after I've butchered him a little bit. There's a big chop at the front here that was already there. And that's going to take some time to heal over. I've kind of tried to reduce the amount in the middle here so that it can kind of roll over this part here, because it was quite sticky outy type thing. So that'll probably heal. I'm not sure how long, but indoor again. I'll keep it indoors until temperatures outside get a bit warmer. In the UK it is an indoor bonsai anyway, but you can't beat natural light. But also you have to take in mind these things don't like cold weather, and that's all we've got at the moment. So, but yeah, when the weather starts getting a bit warmer, I'll put him outside and see how he progresses. This shoot here I might just leave and then sort of start doing directional pruning so that we can try and get more going this way rather than using wire. I don't mind using wire if it's needed, but I don't want to rely on it too much, you know. It's kind of a double-edged sword. I think it can stress a tree out quite a lot if it's heavily wired, in the sense that you're doing really crazy bends and things. It puts a lot of stress on the trees. So like I said, it looks quite severe. It looks like he's going skiing, doesn't it? But yeah, he's going skiing. But yeah, anyway, so that's Mr. Fu. That's his name, Mr. Fu, instead of Fukien. What the Fukien's going on, I don't know, but that's him. The next one will be one I've showed a couple of times already, so I'll get him up and show you the progress of him. Boink. Okay, so we've seen this one before. This is the Ficus Religiosa. I think if you go back to previous videos, you'll see that it had 3 big branches that had no division or anything. So basically I cut them down, and this is what's happening now. So we've got 2 buds here, which is cool. We've got one here and one here, which I showed recently, but they're starting to leaf out now really well. That's the other one there. So we've got 3 on that one, but I'm just going to leave it anyway. So because those 2 worked out really well, I decided then to also cut this one off now, because we've got all these leaves which can supply the light. So I've cut this one back, hoping it'll back bud somewhere down here somewhere, maybe. Keep an eye on that. And the top for now, I'm just going to leave the top, and I'll address this part of the tree sort of later on, after this one's flowered, not flowered, leaves, put out some branches and leaves and whatnot. And then I'll reduce this down maybe about here, so hopefully we might get some buds here, because I don't want it too tall. I want to try and reduce it down a little bit. So yeah. Oh, and I've repotted it as well. I had a major kind of incident last sort of week or so with fungus flies. I don't really know how to say this, because I'm probably going to offend some people, but I don't mean to be disrespectful, or to what's the word? The whole thing with bonsai soils. I kind of took their advice and I used some bonsai soil, and the bonsai soil had pine bark in it and some other bits and pieces. Well, I found out that there was a mass infestation in the soil of fungus gnats and larvae and all kinds of things, and I think that most of this was caused by the pine bark in the soil, because pine bark is obviously organic, and fungus gnats love organic stuff to feed off, and the larvae like to feed off it as well. So I've kind of had to go around all the plants trees downstairs, upstairs, all of them around the house as much as possible, to try and get rid of the soil, and just repot everything that I can. So ficus is like this, Ficus Religiosa, Ficus benjaminus, Ficus tigerbark, microcarp, whatever you want to call them. They can actually be grown in sand, so I've basically mixed my own sort of sand with some grit, and I'm going to try that, because I can't be dealing with all these fungus gnats everywhere. I got some of these things, you'll see one on here, look, fungus gnat there, just the one. But yeah, some of the others were actually covered in them. And that was even without me watering from the surface. I always water from the bottom by immersing it in like a sink or something, and even then I make sure I don't go above the level. But fungus gnats, they sort of they lay the eggs probably about a centimetre or two down in the soil, so you'll only see it if you scrape away the surface. And you might see the larvae like little tiny white maggoty things, very very small. So anyway, that seems to have solved that problem. Some trees might not like the sand. I've still got to do Mr. Fu here. He's still in the original whatever that is that it came in. I don't even know, some sort of composty type stuff, very fine. I don't know, but yeah, I don't really want to do it yet, because I've not long. He's still kind of recovering after the pruning that I did. I don't want to stress him out too much, so I might just leave it until spring. I mean, even though it's an indoor plant, I just don't want to over stress it. So I'll leave him for now, because he's got to be happy, because he's still putting on growth. So if it ain't broke, I ain't going to try and fix it. So yeah, again, these like to be these like sand as well. So I've put the olive guy in sand, and he's been in sand for quite a long time actually. So, and he never had flowers before that, so which is really cool. So yeah, I'll do some more updates when this one it has more improvements. I'm still keeping it on a heat mat with the bulb there, and and it's just thriving like crazy, which is great. It's really pushing out those shoots. Woohoo! So yeah, I'm well chuffed. I just hope this one does as well now. Right, so what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, just one more. Okay, so this tree was briefly sort of like featured in, I think, one of my first bonsai videos. It was in like a big round pot with holes in it. So yeah, I've as I was having to do all the soil anyway, I checked this guy's roots out, and yeah, he's recovered from what happened. I think something happened. I don't know whether I accidentally cut them or whether that was something else, or they broke, or I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so the roots, something happened to the roots anyway, so I took him out of the pot and I put him in a big black potter type thing with air holes in it and stuff, and that actually worked as far as the roots went anyway. So he kind of grew them back, no problem. So now I've potted him in some sand with there was a bit of compost in there as well, but not much. So I'm going to keep an eye on him. He's been quite dormant. Again, it's an indoor bonsai. It's called a Syzygium. Try saying that when you've had a few. I think it's part of the myrtle family, something like that anyway. Yeah, so he's been quite dormant over the winter period. He hasn't really put on much growth. Only recently I noticed that he's started putting out some leaves about here. Probably can't see them. Let me see if I can get a bit higher. Yeah, I don't think you can see them very well. But yeah, just there anyway, there. So you've just started pushing out some new leaves there. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens during spring and summer with him. They do flower as well, these. So I'm looking forward to that, because I've never seen this one flower. So I'm really looking forward to that. Woohoo! So yeah, that's that dude anyway. Not much I can say about that. He's just been sat in the corner, trying to get his roots on, you know. So I think that's it for now. I'm sorry, it's only a kind of a quick blast of some of the trees, but I just needed to kind of make a record, a mental record of what I've had to do, fixes, pruning, just mainly for my own records, because my brain ain't working very well. So yeah, if you find it useful, great, and take care and stay safe and stay blessed. Goodbye.